Just saying. Good morning. Let's start there. Let's start there with good manners. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Happy Friday. So you may not like this live today, and that's okay. That's okay. But it's still your fault. It's all my fault, you're right. It's all my fault, but then it's also all your fault, right? We are truly the ones that are responsible for what is happening in our lives, right? I heard today, it was so good. Rob Dial, he was being interviewed by Jay Shetty, and he wrote that book Level Up recently, and he's doing the do with doing the different interviews, and so good. But he said he hired his first mentor at 19, and that says a lot about a human, right? At 19 years old, he was paying $500 to see a mentor, and he saw that mentor for 2 years. And I will link the YouTube interview because it's that good. Rob Dial, I really like the man, young man, and has a lot of wisdom. But he says his first mentor, he coached with him, his first coach, he coached with him for 2 years, you all, 2 years. And he doesn't remember any of the calls except for this one. Only this one call he remembers. And it's where the mentor said, if a business succeeds, whose fault it is? And he said, the CEO, of course. Okay? If the business fails, whose fault it is? The CEO. He goes, Rob, you're the CEO of your life. If something goes right, you done undid it, right? And where you're watching from, where you're commenting from, let me know. And are you having a great Friday morning? And do you agree with this message, right? Do you agree with this message? I want to know. So if we come from that mindset that we are the CEO of our lives, then it's our fault. We're the ones that are responsible, right? Because the thing is this, so for me, right, I was sexually abused from the age of 3 until the age of 13, and right, those are the facts. And I'm not sure what the facts are for you, but those are the facts. The fact is that from 6 to 10, I was raised by my grandmother, who was very prejudiced. Those are facts. Okay, I can't change that. That's what happened. But see, it's my and yours. That's the thing. It's also yours. It's your responsibility and mine to actually do something about the trauma. So what his coach helped him to understand at a very young age, and that's why this young man is so successful, is, hey, what happened, but you're responsible to deal with it. We're not victims, we're victors in Christ. So the Bible talks about that God, if you want to take it back to the scriptures, that God takes all things and he works it all out for our goodness, right? He uses all things, including those bad things, right? He uses it all. And if he uses it all, then it's all good, right? Then he's allowing it. And I'm not saying it is good, whatever happened. The very fact I went through a divorce, it's still my fault. I'm the CEO of it. I can't say, wow, he was a cheater and this and that, which he was. I mean, we're friends and we can laugh about it today, but those are the facts. My ex-husband was a cheater, okay? And I could sit there and be miserable. I mean, I could say, hey, God, I waited, I prayed, I fasted, I trusted you for years, knowing this man is being unfaithful, for him to change, and you didn't change it. Well, I can live from a place of victim, or I can say, right, Angela? I can say, Agati, I can say, you know what? That happened, and now I'm responsible, and so are you. Like, I love what Jim Rohn used to say, we're not trees. We are just not trees. We can move. Like, if that situation happened, we can go to therapy, right? We can join a support group. We can journal. We can pray. We can ask God to deliver us. We can do something. We don't have to be stuck in that situation. And what happens is, when you and I are responsible and we can change it, we can make things better for us. And in actuality, out of that, right, out of the mess comes our message. God can turn it all around where he can use it for his honor, for his glory, and he's able to help other people. The very fact that I made the choices to, instead of, doing the hard work of recovery, instead of, speaking my truth, and I didn't even know for years what my truth was, because a lot of it I couldn't even remember. I came to remember a lot of the trauma later on in life, and I remember some of it even as late as in my 40s, after I moved to Florida, as I was in those rooms. I remember vividly just one day being in a meeting, leading a meeting, because I used to lead the recovery ministry at church, leading an open share, a 12-step group, and just remembering this one individual that actually did not do the right thing, and just remembering. I remember, if there was one person my mother used to ask me about, was about this one individual, because something was just not right in his mind 100%. And she was concerned about this individual, and I remember, and it came clear. But then it was up to me to actually deal with it. And it's up to you. Guess no, it's up to you to deal with it and to say, God, heal me. God, what is it that I actually buried inside that I need to bring it out to be able to heal, right? It's, there's some things that happen. 10/2/17. I'm on my way to Key West, minding my own business. I was sharing with someone that my husband and I, this is right after the hurricane, my husband and I went to another part of Florida, and I was there for about 2 weeks, just helping a family, a lot of illegal aliens that they were just, not, they couldn't be helped because they didn't have a green card and anything else. So FEMA was not helping them. My mom came to U.S. as an illegal alien, and I felt very connected to these families, and I was there to help. So it looked like this. I drove for 2 weeks, 2.5 hours to this part of Florida, helped, served, did whatever I could, brought, things that our family put together, and was able to help this family. We met this little girl that was part of one of the families that was actually in a hospital close to us in Palm Beach, and we went to visit her, bought her a stroller. It was a little girl that the daddy actually was an adult. She was a minor, and he was in jail for getting her pregnant, and the mom had difficulties with everything that was happening, and we were there right after the birth of this baby that was a stranger to us. And we were, I felt, my ego felt, hey, I did the right thing. I did a good deed, Lord. For 2 weeks, I helped these families. Okay, now let's And I would not even work claims in that area. I would not work claims there because I felt God brought me there to just serve. So I decided to go to Key West. 10/2/17, I am there after I did my good deed, right? Pat on my back, right? I did the good deed. I did the do. Now it's time to go to work. So I went to Key West. My first day there, I have this horrible accident where this man that was not well tried to commit suicide, take his life, take my life. I share that story plenty of time. But it's still my fault, right? It's still my fault. It's not my fault that he hit me, but if almost, right, 7 years later, I'm still bitter and holding a grudge against this man, there is a problem. And I've forgiven that man the minute it happened. I mean, when I woke up from the ICU, I said to my family, I want to find that man. They're like, what? And I had them look up the man, and we looked up at his social, and the man was a very dark man that needed help. And I just started praying for him because I saw something in his eyes that was just not right. And the man eventually had the same accident, same place, same everything. That's all documented in my book, Gratitude Transformation. And he lost his life now against a semi. So, but it is my responsibility to forgive. It's my responsibility to do the right thing, just like it's yours. We are truly the CEO of our lives. It's not up to, the person that hurt us to come back and say, I'm sorry for what they did. It's up to us, Sonny. It's up to us, Agnes. It's up to us, Kay, to actually say, you know what? It's up to me. If it's going to be, it's up to me. It's up to me to actually take care of the temple that God entrusted into me. It's up to me to actually break down the stronghold of the enemy that have been passed down from one generation to the next. It's up to me. Like at the end of the day, we are just this tiny speck of nothing. That's what this planet is in comparison to the universe, right? To the rest of it, right? And we worry so much about our little lies. We spend so much energy just blaming. What if we actually surrender and forgave? And we did unto others as we want to be done as unto us. I've made plenty of mistakes. I want to be forgiven. And I'm sure that you do as well. I mean, I was thinking a couple of days ago when I had my granddaughter, I was thinking about how innocent a child is. How beautiful and innocent a child is. Our granddaughter is 3 months old, and she is, I mean, it should be illegal to be that cute. I'm just saying. I am just saying. That little girl is so precious. But anyway, she's so innocent, and I'm like, how does this little tiny thing, so innocent, so precious, later on at 15 years old, is full of anger and rage. And I'm not saying my granddaughter, I bind and I rebuke even the thought. I'm saying, how can I at 15 have so much resentment and so many things that, from innocence, from pure love, from joy to that. And how can I feel so much division and hatred and rage at 25, at 55, right? How can we change? What happens is that we don't deal with things. We don't become the CEO of our lives. We blame everyone else for what has happened, for what is happening, for what may happen. Oh my gosh. We spend so much time on what may happen. Like right now we're waiting to do testing. My dad, as you guys know, continue to pray for him, and I'll give you an update on that. He's in rehab, and we are just so grateful, so thankful for so many people that are praying for him and praying for us, and for the calls and text messages, and an overwhelming amount of gratitude that I feel. But the thoughts, right, I have to constantly tell myself I'm not my thought, because, there I am worried about what may happen. What if this happened? This might happen, and that may happen, and oh my gosh, I play it forward in the wrong direction. What if I play it forward in the right direction? God's going to heal my dad. It's going to be okay. My mom's going to be just fine. It's all going to be good. What if I spend all that energy thinking about the right things, right, Therese? Because I spend so much time thinking about all these things. It's kind of like that saying, worry about it, because all those things we worry about are not going to happen. Kind of like that. It is up to me to continue. I told my sisters and my husband, I said, the way that I do life, what works for me is when I feel anxiety, when I'm anxious, when I'm nervous about, the outcome of a situation. Like, I have no control over what may or may not happen with my dad. But what helps me is staying in action, right? So I make the calls, I do this, I do that, I set the appointments. I have to stay in action because that helps me. Well, that's me understanding myself and knowing myself and knowing what is healthy and good for me. Another thing that I do is I journal. That helps me, right? This helps me as well, because I process a lot of things and I'm able to share what I'm learning, and it is hopefully helping another human. But like, consider that today. What is happening in your life that you are blaming somebody else, right? So you might have went through a divorce and maybe your credit got messed up. Well, it's all my ex-husband's fault. Well, maybe, right? Maybe it was. I'm not saying it wasn't, but it takes two to tango, that's for sure, right? And you can do something about it. Right, Stephanie? Right, Lisa? We can do something about our situation. What is in your life today that you can say, yeah, that truly did happen, but I'm going to do this, or I choose to do that, because that's going to help my family, that's going to help the kingdom, that's going to help society, right? Because if you continue to stay in the blame, first, it's lame, it just is, right? And then second, how is that working out for you? How is that helping the situation? That's usually what I say to myself. Glennis, okay, you can blame, you can. I never forget my sister Giovanni as I was in the hospital in rehab, and I cannot take care of myself, and I'm in a really difficult place emotionally, mentally, spiritually, in every way. I was trauma-hacked to this hospital, and I cannot do anything for myself. I'm arguing with doctors saying, take me off drugs. They have me on morphine. I want to be off these drugs because in the back of my mind, I'm concerned about addiction, and I don't care. I'm arguing with them. I had to sign a release. I want Tylenol. I want Advil. That's what I want. 800, please. But I don't want drugs. I don't want that, because I know me, right? I know me. I know that I was an addict. I know that God delivered me, and I've been set free by His grace. By His grace alone. It's going to be 91. I can't even count. It's gonna be 35 years, I believe, that I've been clean and sober. November 16th, 1991 is my sobriety day, and that's only because of His grace. But see, I can do something about it because I am the CEO of my life. I can choose and say, no, I don't want drugs. Yeah, I had this accident. Yes, I'm in a lot of pain, but I don't want morphine because not okay. That stuff is addictive, and I'm not leaving this hospital as an addict again. I know that life, right? So I can do something about the situation, and so can you. So can you, right? I'm grateful to God for the opportunity that we all have. We have His Word. We have podcasts. We have each other. We have so much. The person that doesn't grow and that doesn't want to actually change their lives these days is because they have no desire to actually become the CEO of their lives, right? Because there's plenty out there that will help us to actually do right. I'm here. I'm here. It's Friday. I drove to Boca, bought a hot water heater, and bringing it in. I'm excited about what God is doing, and this is the the last property that we closed on. I'll show you guys. It's exciting. I don't like this. The front of this house, I don't like it at all. So watch you guys. See how that house is? They took off. See, that house is beautiful. They took off that thingy right there. See, mine still has it. This is mine. It's not rehabbed yet, right? So it has that thing. I say, Corey laughs. I say it looks like a little jail. I don't like it. He's like, oh my gosh. But anyway, it's a good home. It has the pool. We're doing a lot of work. Here's my hot water heater. We're doing a lot of work. We're doing the kitchen. We're doing flooring. We're doing all the light fixtures. We're doing a lot of work, and I'm excited. It's a dream come true for me to become a flipper. That's for sure. And I'm not even sure that that's a good word for me. I'm a real estate investor because I buy them to flip them, and then I fall in love with them, and then I don't want to sell them. I just want to buy and hold.